What's going on, everyone? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics. But in today's video, we are talking about cards. We got trading cards we're going to talk about in this one. I was not planning on putting out a video today, but this post that I made on Instagram has just gotten so much attention that I just decided I got to talk about it, because even though this is normally a comic channel, I like to talk about other collectibles as well when I think something is really interesting. And this has been blowing my mind. And this is the 2025 Topps Chrome SpongeBob Squarepants cards. So like you can see up on the screen here, and I know I'm blocking a couple of them, but you can see like the top two. There are some wild sales out there for these SpongeBob cards. And now, of course, I know I'm getting the comments in the post where people are like, it's all shills and, you know, it's money laundering and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, at some point you got to go, like, is every single sale fake? Like, there are a lot of sales. There are a lot of sales for these cards. And is every single sale fake? Like, I mean, that's such just a jaded way to look at all these hobbies and everything. And so my post was about, like, when I saw these, I'm just like, man, have trading cards officially jumped the shark? You know, like, have they just reached that point where people are just buying everything and paying just crazy numbers for anything that's labeled as a one of one, you know, a superfractor or a original art type card or whatever it might be. And so the sales up here, like, this isn't the official number. Like, the official number I pulled actually from I used the eBay product research tool. And so you can see, like, this first here, I'll move myself to the side just for a moment so you can see these. And so you can see, like, this top card here sold for $5,000, second card here sold for $1,300, and bottom card here sold for $4,700. And these aren't even the biggest sales. We're actually going to go over some of those. There are bigger sales than these out there. To just kind of show you, like, the attention this is getting. Like, for me personally, like, this is a wild post, because, like, the fact that I normally am posting about comic stuff and I post this one card post, and, you know, we can kind of look quickly at, like, the insights for this. Almost 25,000 views for this post. This is the second most viewed post I have ever made, ever. And I have been posting on Instagram for years. And so, and it's climbing. Like, I could see this becoming the most viewed post that I've ever made. So people are definitely interested in, you know, in these cards and what is going on out there. But let me know in the comments, you know, what do you think about this? Like, is this just, like, I mean, is this the death rows of card collecting, where people are just like, they can't get their hands on the stuff they want, like Pokemon or whatever, football cards, and so they're just like, I'm buying SpongeBob, you know, and I'm paying thousands of dollars for it. But hey, you know, like, these packs aren't cheap. So if you go over and check out, you know, these are the packs that come from. This is the 2025 Topps Chrome packs, and we can kind of look at the little overview here for them, and it says, for the first time since 2009, Topps and SpongeBob reunite to celebrate 25 years of everyone's favorite little square dude with a 2025 Topps Chrome SpongeBob Squarepants 25th anniversary. Build the complete 200-card base set packed with beloved characters, iconic locations, and unforgettable moments from SpongeBob's 25-year legacy. Collect a variety of colorful themed inserts and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So each pack only has 5 cards, and this box has 12 packs. So this whole box, you're only getting 60 cards. And these boxes right now, they are running, you know, I checked this out, like, what they're selling for right now on eBay. This is the product research tool that I talk about. They are running for roughly $370 to $400 per box. So that each pack is costing $30+. You're only getting 60 cards per box. The whole set is 200 cards. I mean, if you actually wanted to put together the full set of base cards, this is thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. But then when you start looking at some of the one of one type cards that are out there, that's where you start seeing some of these just crazy numbers that are being paid. And yeah, I'm sure, like, maybe some of them are, you know, people trying to hype up the set, and, you know, maybe they're fake sales or whatever. But I have to think at least some of these are real. right? And people are paying these numbers, or they will become real over time. And, you know, just that's one of those questions where you just go like, what is the demand for this product 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Like if you're spending 10 grand on a SpongeBob card, is that card worth $50 10 years from now? I mean, just because it's a one of one, like I think people get really hung up on this one of one stuff. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of one of ones in this set. So does that mean that it's really a one of one, you know, or is it one of a whole bunch? Like is the one of one set its own set in itself? And so maybe you have one of 200 or one of 400 or one of 500. And so it's really not as unique. But that's not for me to decide. I'm not the person who's investing in these cards, because if you're spending 10 grand, you're investing. All right, you're investing in these things. But let's start looking at them. You know, we're going to go to eBay, and these are sold listings. And so what I did is I just did SpongeBob Topps Chrome one of one. And so you can see there are some that sell for less. And the way that we can confirm these sales prices is if I go to this listing and I copy the text here, and then we put it into the product research tool. You know, this is if you have a seller's account, you can go to research, product research, you can search here, and this is going to give you the actual sold price for that item. You can see here, this card sold for $400. So it shows sold, you know, $7.99 with strike through, but it sold for $400. Now this is just one of the sketch cards. Now it is a one of one, but it's just a sketch card, which honestly, like you'd think the sketch cards might hold more value because it's, you know, it's a unique piece of art, but that's not really the case. Actually, I'll kind of adjust things here a little bit again. And so this is one of the sketch cards. Now, if we go to these sales and then we just sort by the highest priced sales, this is where it starts to get wild. So we're going to go highest price first. And the top sale on here, now it says 50,000 and it didn't sell for 50, but it sold for a lot. And this is a superfractor card. This is these three signatures. And if we look this one up, this card sold. Here, I'll plug that in here. I won't spoil it here. $21,500 for this three signature superfractor card. And so if these are showing up here, at a bare minimum, we know the person paid. So you'll see that if I'll show you another one. This is a second one here that says it sold for 20,000. And so when I search for this one, if I put it into the product research tool and I look for it, it does not come up. And so this tells me that, you know, this person probably didn't pay. And so this one didn't actually close out. I don't know what caused that one not to close out. But when I look up most of these, actually like all the other ones that I checked, they all have a sold price, meaning that somebody paid. Now, does that mean that, you know, someone refunded it later or whatever, and then, you know, just to kind of like show a big sale out there? Maybe. But that's a ton of money to get pulled off of your credit card or out of your bank account or whatever to justify that, you know, that sale. And so, I mean, I don't know. I think a number of these could be real. So we have this one right here, 21,500. Now we'll keep moving down. This one, 19,999. I don't remember for sure because I checked some of these, you know, before, but I think this one sold for the asking. I think this one is actually 19,999, but we'll check and we'll confirm here. So yeah, you can see here, 19,999, but free shipping. It had free shipping. So, you know, they saved some money there on that one, but 19,999 for that card. Now let's move on to Squidward. You know, let's see how this one of one card did, and just you get an idea. Like, I mean, there's so many that sold for big numbers like this, 11,600, right? So it's like, yeah, it shows 15,500, but the actual sold price being 11,600 for this card. And so, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I mean, this isn't just the only one. Like, it's just card. This is one of the ones that I posted that sold for 5,000. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they put a big number up there, but it's still sold for a pretty big number. And so that one sold for 5,000. Here's one with Patrick. You know, let's see what that one sold for. You know, it says it's a strike through at 10,500. Let's see what the you know, the full price is for that one. I mean, 9,000. You know, 9,000 is the, you know, the price that showed that somebody paid for that card. So yeah, I mean, it's card after card that are some really, really big, significant sales. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with like superfractors and one of ones and that kind of thing, we'll show you on this one. So the superfractors it's this style, this kind of like gold spiral in the background that makes up the card. And then the one of one, it's this kind of imprint on the card there. So they have other ones where I think it's like one of 75 or one of 150 or those kinds of things. And that means that there are 75 of that card in the set, or there are 150 of that card in the set. This one, this is the only card. Like if you have this card, you are the only person that has this card. Now, it does not mean that this is the only artwork that looks like this in the set. This is just this special one, you know, that has the foil and everything, and the, you know, the one of one. Because I actually had somebody comment on my post, and they were commenting about this card, and they said, "Oh, I have this card. Is it worth a lot?" And I was like, I'm like, no, because if you have this card, you either know it's worth a lot because you're the one that sold it, or you're the one that bought it. And so what you can do is, like, and this one sold for, I think, the 1,300, you know, maybe this was like a steal. Maybe somebody's going to flip, you know, this card based on these other sales. But you can see, yeah, this one sold for 1,300. But if we go into eBay and we search for, let's find that card. So it's elastic waistband Topps Chrome. So we'll look up Topps Chrome SpongeBob elastic waistband. Let's see. I don't know if I spelled that right. We'll see. And so you can see there are multiple versions of that card like this, but there is one that looks exactly the same. And we will we'll find it eventually. Yeah, here it is. So this is the card, and it looks almost identical, right? It's very, very similar, except it doesn't have, let's close all this stuff out. And we'll see the, you know, the full listing. So you can see it doesn't have the kind of like the spiral gold stuff in the background, and it does not have the one of one. You can see the one of one here. I don't know if I got to move myself on the screen here. You see the one of one down in the corner here. This version of this card does not have that. And that's why this card is being sold for $3 versus this card that was a one of one that someone had listed for 10,000 but accepted 1,300. And based on what we've seen, maybe that was, you know, a total steal for this. But I mean, my take on these, like this stuff feels like it's like FOMO to the extreme with cards. You know, like I get it. Like SpongeBob is very, very popular. Like he came, like it is from my era. Like SpongeBob is from my era. And so people that are my age, you know, you're a little older now, you got money, trying to buy stuff you remember from your childhood and all that kind of thing. Like I get that, because like I'm a comic guy. Like I get that. I buy Pokemon cards, so I get it. But like SpongeBob, I just don't feel like people have been as conditioned to collect SpongeBob cards. And so it feels like it's just like this like FOMO thing that's transferring from not being able to buy cards in other sets and then getting them in or other cards from sets that maybe they would normally collect, like Pokemon, like, you know, basketball or football or whatever, Magic the Gathering, which has gotten crazy lately too. And then they're just moving to whatever they can find. You know, it's like this is the next hot thing. And that's what it feels like to me. We'll see. I mean, it'll probably take years to actually really get confirmation on how this stuff moves over time. But man, I'd be careful spending 20 grand on a SpongeBob card. But hey, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I thought that this was super interesting. And just the fact that, you know, I saw how much attention it was getting, like on my Instagram post, it means people are interested in it. And, you know, I think it's something that's worth talking about. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and I will see you on the next one.